famous Porto proverb suggests that Coimbra studies, Braga prays, Lisbon celebrates, and Porto works. Portugal's second largest city is industrious by nature. It is proud that the country bears its name from its old Roman designation, Portus Cali. This economic hub of the north is the world's shipping capital for port wine. But while Porto's dreams are set in a prosperous future, it will not be at the expense of its past. The heart of the city is a World Heritage Site. Crowded sidewalks and squares, streaming traffic on land and water, it all suggests a city with its eye on business. Even Porto's bridges are highly industrial designs, with one critic praising them as Eiffel Towers turned on their sides. Is Lisbon, or Lisboa, its rightful Portuguese name. Serene Harbor is the translation of its original name, given by the Phoenicians some 20 centuries ago. Lisbon is Portugal's most visible link to Europe and the world, with its sprawling plazas and squares laid out with geometric flair, right down to the smallest mosaic tile. Lisbon's present is its past, where chrome and glass skyscrapers reflect their medieval Moorish and Baroque predecessors. Perhaps Lisbon's blend of eras and architecture is the visual interpretation of saudade, or sense of longing that underlies the Portuguese character. Longing for things past, for things to be. Saudade is the same restless tide that took Portuguese explorers around the world. Saudade is the current which flows through the soul of Lisbon's people. Saudade is the stream of bittersweet fado music that echoes in Lisbon's streets. Palaces, most extravagant being the Palacio Nacional de Pena. Sintra enchanted poet Lord Byron, who said it combined all the wildness of the Western Highlands with the verdure of the south of France. Hundreds of feet above restless seas stands Cabo da Roca, a finger of land pointing decidedly west. No other point on continental Europe is closer to the setting sun. Used machines that increased wheat production, raising hopes that the Alentejo might yet become Portugal's granary. Pork production received a boost too, to seal the work begun at the Douro vineyards. Here, the largest cities such as the age-old Évora, a World Heritage Center, are situated inland. They did not develop round a harbor as elsewhere in the country. While most of Portugal is married to the sea, the Alentejo flirts with the sun. The ancestral Mediterranean traditions still endure in the cooking, in song, in a peculiar sense of time, in the hospitality to travelers, and in the tales of enchanting Moorish princesses. The Guadiana River, thousands of years ago, was the great waterway into the Iberian hinterland, opening it to prehistoric settlement and later to the trading ships of successive civilizations. Today, navigation is reduced to sightseeing tours. 2 exploratory ships blown off course from the coast of Africa found safety off the shores of Porto Santo, hence the name which means Blessed Harbor. Reporting their find back in Portugal, they were ordered to return and subsequently happened upon the island of Madeira as well. The south coast is Portugal's most sought-after destination. Everywhere, modern architecture with Moorish motifs. The southern face of Portugal has a decidedly Mediterranean flair. Yet most people forget that these soothing shores are still the domain of the Atlantic. Here the sun truly is golden, the sea azure. Faro and Tavira were once sleepy fishing villages, which awoke to become the anchoring cities in the Algarve, or Algarve as the Moors called it, meaning the West. We undress ourselves for the beach, are hypnotized by its quiet thunder, rolling arcs of sea foam. North African breezes sweep over an imposing coastline. The Mediterranean sculpts out secluded coves. No one can resist the allure of the Algarve. It seduces us. The waves steal our footprints in the sand, wash away all cares and worries. Leave only a blank horizon to contemplate. Peak is a sleeping giant rising abruptly from the sea against the skies of the Azores. For now, the mountain sleeps, but its fiery breath remains a visible reminder of its turbulent past. Small islands sectioned into small plots define much of the Azores. Stacked stone walls delineate crops of sugar beets and tea, exotic fruits and tobacco. The island life is a farming life, where cities, villages, and homes compete with every arable tract. Originally called Christ's Island, Terceira owes its name to the fact that it was the third island to be discovered and settled. Angra do Heroísmo is perhaps the loveliest city in the Azores. Its original Renaissance layout has been lovingly maintained through the centuries, leading to its classification as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Terceira is where the islanders' deeply religious and proudly traditional spirit is most manifest. The church calendar is punctuated by many high-spirited, colorful celebrations. And when a terrible earthquake devastated Angra on New Year's Day 1980, the population, zealous of its heritage, at once rolled up its sleeves, engaged international help, and got down to rebuilding it just as it was before.